It's the Garage Guys Report, Motorsports News for you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Garage Guys Report. Garage Guys Report. It's the Garage Guys Report. Motorsports News for you. It's the Garage Guys Report. It's the Garage Guys Report. Yeah. It's the Garage Guys Report. Yeah. It's Motorsports News for you. Yeah. It's the Garage Guys Report. It's the Garage Guys Report. Oh yeah. It's the Garage Guys Report. It's
Welcome to episode 16 of the Garage Guys Report, Motorsports News for you. I'm your host, Chase Holden, welcoming you back to another edition of the greatest motorsport news show in the world. I say that because I can, and because you believe it too. So welcome aboard. Welcome here. We're going to be diving in to some breaking news in NASCAR on this episode. We're going to be talking a little bit about some cool things I found in the IndyCar world this past week, and we got voicemails as always. It's going to be a little bit more of a shorter show, you know, keeping it a little nice and casual, really staying focused on the big topics at hand, as you have seen in the thumbnail of this video, and we're going to get right to that. But just want to remind everybody right now before we get there to check out dailydownforce.com. Right now, if you go over to dailydownforce.com, not only are you going to be able to find the store that holds the most sacred motorsport products in the country, the Garage Guys merch. No. You're going to be able to find some of the hottest news, opinion pieces, and just genuinely entertaining NASCAR content all at your fingertips right on dailydownforce.com. I'm a part of it. Dale's a part of it. All of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast guys are involved in it as well. It is just a new hub for NASCAR content creators, NASCAR content for the fans, by the fans, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So highly advise you to check out dailydownforce.com. Go to their shop too and buy Garage Guys merch. You can get like this hat. See this hat that I'm wearing right here? This is a Garage Guys hat. It's a rope hat. It feels good. I love it. You can get your own, and you should. You should wear it all the time. You should wear it to sleep like I do. Okay? Do that. Shout out to Daily Downforce. Don't forget to check them out today. Yeah, I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to get right into it, guys. Let's just do it. Before we get to the news, though, just got to give a big congratulations to this past week's winners in motorsports. Take it away. Let's hear it for those winners. They won. They got the dub. Winners win. It's just what they do. It's what winners do. Yeah, NASCAR. Breaking news out of NASCAR on Tuesday is that they will return to stage breaks at the road course races starting at the Charlotte ROVAL in the 2023 NASCAR Playoffs, where people race for points for a championship. We are making rule changes after going an entire season of running without the stage breaks, and now we're bringing the cautions back in the playoffs. This just doesn't sit right with me, and I'm being a little more serious here on the report today. I've got to be. I've got to give you my real opinion because y'all know I do my trolling. Y'all know I like to troll. It's my way of releasing some of the frustration. But here on this show today, it's going to be a little bit different than usual. I've got to say that I was stunned this morning when I saw the tweet come out from our good pal Mike Bagley, saying that Elton Sawyer came on the radio this morning and made that announcement. Basically dropped a bomb at like 7 o'clock in the morning. A verbal bomb about NASCAR making a drastic change with this road course racing. And now look, 2024, that's fine. You can do that. But don't go an entire season and then change it up right here at the last one on one of the most important road course races of the season for these drivers that are in the hunt for a championship. It's mind-boggling. Take a listen here at what Elton Sawyer had to say about the change this morning on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
And I'm sure the question from our fans and even our competitors is, why do that now? Well, the one reason is that we want to make sure that throughout the playoffs and in the 10-race Cup Series playoffs, we want to make sure that we were officiating across the board the same way. So now we will be. All of our races will have caution stage break. That includes the Roval here in a few weeks, as you alluded to. And number two, and probably the most important part of this decision making, was if you look back at our 5 previous road course races, although they were competitive, there were some that felt like there were some things we could do differently. Obviously, going back to the stage breaks, caution stage breaks, that would potentially make our races better. So we have the option to pull that lever, working closely with our broadcast partners, our folks at Speedway Motorsports in Charlotte, and our industry stakeholders, and felt like the timing was right to do that as we head into the playoffs and finish up the first round and head into the second round.
Now, another thing we've seen at road courses this year is the restart zone being backed up. Will that happen at the Roval as well?
It will, Pete. Good point. And one thing we looked at as far as the road courses, we had a situation at Indy a couple of years ago where late restarts, we just really put our guys and drivers in a bad spot there, and they're 5 and 6 wide, and we kind of, which is great. That's great racing, but it also becomes a bad spot for them, and we can tear up a lot of vehicles. And
they want the wrecks. The fans are all on Twitter right now. They're saying that they're bored. We're bored of this road course race. It's boring. It puts me to sleep. I need Daytona, Talladega style road course races. And now you got this shit. That's what happens. Maybe sometimes you don't need a Talladega, Daytona style race in NASCAR. Maybe sometimes you need a natural race to flow and play out. Maybe that's okay. Not to mention that this style of racing easily could have caught the attention of some of the racing purists out there, because a lot of them that I know, they've loved this racing. Me, myself, I have enjoyed the road course racing we've had this year. It's just not as nuts. There's not as much wrecks. It's a natural race that flows out. They go by quick. You got time to do other things in the day. If you're a sports bettor like myself, you get that bet, you get that cash, boom, and it's a lot easier to handicap those. Just saying, maybe some of you people that want to cheer for wrecks at every track, maybe just try betting on NASCAR. It's a way better thrill. I promise. Promise. But the thing that really gets me the most on this, is the inconsistency, for one, is huge, right? I mean, what other sport is going to set a rule and then change it as the playoffs begin? And I know the circumstances are different and things are different. You can say whatever you want, and I definitely want your opinion. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'll add to whatever I'm saying. Maybe you differ in opinion from me. That's fine. This is a place for everyone, for all race fans. Get in those comments and let me know your thoughts. But here's my biggest takeaway from this. My biggest thought, my biggest problem with this. We have ran all of the road course races this season without the stage breaks, right? And we've done that, and the cars that have won have won. Those points went towards them moving into the playoffs. Now we're changing the last road course race, if not the most important road course race, especially for the drivers in the playoffs. Who's to say that other drivers wouldn't have won those races earlier in the season? Who's to say? This changes too much. And if I'm a NASCAR driver right now, I'm pretty fucking pissed. Because I know that if there were stage breaks earlier in the season at multiple races, we could easily have seen different winners and different drivers. When I say drivers, I mean probably Chase Elliott in the playoffs. It would have shaken everything else up, just like we've seen in years past. But if you're going to do it the right way, which what I considered the road course racing style we had all season long, the right way, and then change it right here at the end, it just really shows the inconsistency. That's the best word for it. That's the best word that I have for it, is the inconsistency. And I can't help but feel like you're going to lose some respect for that. I feel like it makes it easier for people to disrespect NASCAR as an organization for making these kind of decisions and changes in what's supposed to be the most exciting and pivotal time in the series, in the sport. So just some food for thought on that. Just kind of recapping, giving my thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. I know I troll online, but you get it from the heart right here today, okay? Let's figure this shit out. I love NASCAR. Figure it out. Just figure it out, NASCAR. Stop looking at TV ratings, bro. Just make it happen, okay? Something. Get off Twitter. News out of the race in Kansas this past Sunday. Not only did Tyler Reddick win, eat ribs in victory lane, but history was made once again in NASCAR. The fastest pit stop on record coming out of Chase Briscoe's number 14 box with his pit crew. An 8.45 second pit stop. Amazing work. Shout out to those pit crew athletes that work on that team. Them boys fast. And it leads me to my next point. When are we going to start giving pit crew athletes more respect? When are we going to start giving pit crew athletes an award? These guys need awards. You had the fastest pit stop in NASCAR history, made NASCAR history. You got a tweet. Where's the trophies? Where are their trophies? I just think pit crew athletes deserve way more respect, way more shine than they currently get. I want to see pit crew athletes be looked at in the same light as crew chiefs, team owners, and teams themselves. I understand that drivers are always going to have a higher spot on the chain. But there is a team there. And if there's one thing that I know from making friends with pit crew athletes over the past few years and talking with these guys, they work so hard. Some of the hardest working guys I know. When you look at the videos of what these guys put themselves through on a weekly basis, it would really change your opinion on how you feel about them. Get them in the award show. Find a way to get these guys the shine they deserve. Put them on the broadcast. Get them on the radios. I'm going to start getting them on the Garage Guys podcast more often because those are the guys I want to talk to. I want to see people wearing pit crew athlete shirts again at races with their favorite pit crew athlete on the back. Half of these dudes are former college football players, you know, and I'm telling you, hardest working dudes I know. Give these guys the shine they deserve. Give them more than a tweet. Give them awards. Something. Amazing job by Stewart Haas Racing and that entire crew of guys. Just couldn't be more excited for history being made in that form. So congrats to you all. And take my advice. Thank a pit crew athlete when you see them. The NTT IndyCar season came to a close at WeatherTech Raceway out there in the West. Scott Dixon got the win, but Alex Palou crept away with the championship the week before, and I'm still kind of bitter about it. But not here to talk about that race, even though it was a wild one. It was a crazy race in IndyCar. I didn't get to watch it. I did check out the highlights. But I will say this. I've really fallen in love with the IndyCar series. It's taken a slow toll on me over time, and I plan on doing a lot more around IndyCar going into the 2024 season. But a little piece of news crossed my desk on the line, on the internet today, and it has to do with starting next season and how there's going to be a new event added to the NTT IndyCar series. This new event in IndyCar is going to be similar to that of an all-star race in NASCAR, where the drivers are going to be heading out to a place called Thermal Club. Now, I didn't know what a thermal club was. I thought it was like a place for people to go that like to wear North Face jackets and drink out of Yetis. It may still be. But when I went to their website and I checked out what Thermal Club was, that's when I lost my mind.
Welcome to the Thermal Club. This is the racing and motorsports enthusiast country club of all of our dreams, located just outside of the Palm Desert in Southern California. I spent the day out here in Thermal, and not only was I trackside, but I got to see a tour of the entire facility. Specifically, the thing I was most interested in, I got to see the inside of one of the insane $2 million villas on the grounds.
So what we're going to go tour today is the residential side of the club. The club is 340 acres of motorsport paradise. It's a members-only club, and to become a member, you do have to purchase real estate. So your membership has to be tied to a lot. Our lots range from on-track, $700,000, or off-track, $525,000.
I mean, this is literally a dream come true for racing enthusiasts that have the money and that have always wanted to live on a golf course but hated golf. It's what this is. I mean, this place is right out of a movie. This is like if the Stepford Wives had a baby with Ford versus Ferrari. And the reason that I use Stepford Wives in comparison is because we all know that every man is going to have the conversation with their wife, and their wife is going to give them a lot of pushback probably for moving to a fucking racetrack. I can't think of any woman in this world that would want to live at a racetrack other than women who race cars. Let's be real. You're going to have to turn your wife into a robot if you move there. There's no way around it. I wouldn't want to hear that from my wife. She'd never let me do it. I'd go. But this place is incredible, and I think it's awesome that IndyCar has partnered up with this venue. Hopefully this is going to bring a lot of new eyes to it. It's going to bring a lot of people there. I personally want to go check it out myself. I may end up doing that. Who knows? But I think this is going to be a fantastic event, and I love seeing IndyCar bringing in some new exciting things to their series. The true open-wheel thrills, as I like to call them, in America. Don't watch F1 anymore. Just watch IndyCar. You'll be okay. All right? That's all I got for news this week. It's time for voicemails. Let's go. All right, it is officially time for the Garage Guys Report Hotline race fan voicemails on this week's episode of The Report. We've got a good bit of callers, some returning callers, possibly a new caller here to go through. But just want to let everyone know and remind everybody that I want you to be a part of this conversation week in and week out. So call 919-769-4477 after the race. Okay? This show drops on Tuesdays now. So that means you have an entire Monday to get your call in. There should be no more excuses. We made the change to put this show on a Tuesday because I know that a lot of you Garage fam out there and a lot of you race fans out there like to watch football as well. And I'm a man of the people. I said it in my announcement on my social media sites. So I do it because I love you. But I need you to call. So you know the number to call. One more time, 919-769-4477. Save it in your phone. Call it after the race every weekend. We want to talk about motorsports. We got to kick it off, though, with Mr. August, a.k.a. Spurs Ted Lasso. He's going to be leading us off all month long until we get to the voting for Mr. or Mrs. September. Still waiting on those NAS girls to call in. If you know some girls that like racing, tell them to call. We need to get a little bit of diversity. Trying to get this hotline bisexual. if you know what I mean. I want it to go both ways. Let's start it off with our own Spurs Ted Lasso. Here we go.
Good evening. This is Spurs Ted Lasso, a.k.a. Titty Man of the Month here on the report. As always, I'm calling from the TriStar. Chase, fellow reporters, fellow callers, I come to you tonight with somber news. I believe it's time we address the elephant in the room. The elephant that unfortunately drives engine number 9. Now, I know those of us here all have a strong affliction for a particular restaurant that specializes in titties and wings. I love titties and wings, and they're nice enough to give us free munch when Clyde does well. But it's time we start facing the facts. So far in 2023, Bill William Clyde Elliott Jr. has the following stats. 6 races missed from snowboarding injury. 1 race missed for right rearing a guy straight into the damn wall there at Charlotte. 1 pissed off teammate in the playoffs that he obliterated coming off pit road. Now, let's discuss. Normally, I might feel sympathy in times like these. However, as a fellow Southerner like Chase myself, I cannot feel sorry for any idiot that exposes themselves to the dangers of winter sports. Snow is the devil. Hell is cold. It ain't hot, it is cold. We ain't penguins. We weren't meant to slip slide our way down giant mountains of death on little metal boards and just be smiling at the bottom of that mountain. Nope, no siree. Any man willingly subjecting himself to this is only inviting Lucifer into his home. You want to know for sure? Just ask Nancy Kerrigan what happened after her foray into winter sports. In all seriousness, old Clyde needs to wake up. He's on the wrong end of a lover's triangle there for old Pappy Rick, playing third fiddle to Blaney's brother-in-law and the best driver on the planet. Maybe a change of scenery would turn that frown upside down. Tell me what y'all think. Until then, I'm sick and tired of watching Eeyore the elephant drive the 9 car. Grow up here, buddy.
Incredible. What a way to kick things off here on the Garage Guys Report, episode 16. Our leadoff guy, Spurs Ted Lasso, a.k.a. Titty Man, as he is referring to himself. So maybe we're dropping Mr. August. We're just going to go with Titty Man at this point. It's Titty Man. Spurs Ted. Spurs Titty Man Lasso. That's him now. Thank you for calling, as always. You kind of have to for the rest of the month. But I will say, you had some points. You made some points. Shout out to Hooters. I'm not going to use the exact terminology you used. But, yeah, we love Hooters. As far as Chase goes, we can be critical. This is a Motorsport News Show. Okay, we can't have biases here. We have to be straight. We have to be real. We have to be raw. Now, who's to say, that Chase Elliott can't go snowboarding? If Shaun White calls up Chase Elliott on a weekend, he's got to be strong enough to resist that temptation. Maybe this devil that Spurs is talking about is Shaun White himself. He does have red hair. Can we trust him? Don't know. But I will say that it has been a disappointing season overall. And there was some little dang-dangies happening out there on pit road between Elliott and Larson. He kind of got in the door of him. And Danielle Trotta had some things to say about that on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. That's all over social media. You can go check out that clip for yourself. I was going to dive into it on the report this week, but I decided not to because there was a bigger story at hand, and I wanted to cover that. But I'm glad that you're bringing it up here because now I can chat about it a little bit. I don't think it is any surprise that Elliott and Larson aren't friendly. I heard over the weekend there was a remark made about how they don't really hang out at all outside of the racetrack. I think someone asked them, what their relationship's like. And they were kind of standing together in this room talking to some fans. And, So it's a no-brainer that they're not buddy-buddy. But, yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's much of a story there. I mean, at the end of the day, the way I'm always going to look at racing, I know you got teams and shit, but these are just one guy, one car, and they got one goal in mind, and that's to win. And so I do find teams in racing to be kind of funny at times, but you got to do it the way you got to do it. He does need to get a win, though. I had him, did bet some money on him for Kansas. He was doing well. Just had a bad stop. Don't really know if we can blame Chase as much for this past week as we could for other weeks, but it just seems like the crew, the strategy, it needs a little bit of improving. And I do like him at Bristol this weekend, so keep a note there. I'm probably just going to keep betting on him until he wins because I just don't see him going winless at all. I can't see that, and I think he has a good shot to get it done this weekend. Spurs, thank you for calling, brother. We're going to go ahead now and move into a new call we haven't had before. Met this guy in Talladega this past year, an electric factory of a human being. This dude, I can't remember exactly what happened, but he got hurt at Talladega and sent pictures in the Discord of him in the hospital, and he was just still having a great time. This is Eric from Canada.
All right, it's Eric, Garage Guy Canada. I met you at the dirt track at Talladega with Garage Guy Tony. I was there. Big bags, baby. Let me tell you right now, Red Dog with the Hail Mary, the savior of all saviors. Zane Smith at the truck race on Friday. I got him top 5. Bang. Christian Eckes. Bang. With the dub. Then we move over. Brandon Jones, top 5. Bang. Sheldon Creed, top 3. Top 3, yeah. Bang. Holy mother of God. Then we go in. Danny Hamlin about to stink up the show. Hail to the nah. I was all upset about Bubba Wallace being done. Oh my God, with the Reddick, Larson doesn't push Denny, and Reddick goes flying off into the sunset, drinking Monster Beast. All I gotta say is, oh Canada, NASCAR's coming to Canada next year. Let's make more bags up here, baby. God bless you, Chase.
That's that energy. That's what I want to hear. Hell yeah. Eric from Canada. This man paid extra money to call from Canada. He called the hotline from Canada, from another country on Earth. We are officially the greatest motorsport news show on the internet on the planet now because we have people from out of the country calling. Hell yeah, Eric. Thank you. Love that energy. Tyler Reddick, the Red Dog dub. We got it done. I didn't talk much about it until now. And that's because now is an appropriate time. Playback.tv/Garage Guys. That's where we watch the races every weekend. If I'm home, if I'm here in the International Chase Station, my ass is going to be on playback on Sundays, and I want to see your ass there too. I'm not just talking to you, Eric. I'm talking to everybody watching the show right now. We had an electric time. Put a reel out earlier in the week. Darian Gilliam and I hosted the entire Hollywood Casino 400 race on playback, and it was a sweat fest. I mean, we were sweating bets like no other on playback. I was up literally like that in my chair, freaking out at the fact of Tyler Reddick making that move. It was an ultimate win, and I'm so glad that a ton of people got to win. Glad you got to win, Eric. And yeah, racing coming to Canada, my man. Montreal, look out. I might have to come visit you soon, dude. Hope all is well. Appreciate you calling. Keep calling. The energy is through the roof. Could be a caller of the month candidate. Just let me know if it's too much for you to pay to call. We'll try to figure that out. Hell yeah. Let's go now to Mr. July, former Garage Guys Report caller of the month. We're going to just start calling him what he calls himself, his tag name. His name is Hunter from Arkansas, but you all know him as Casey Racem.
Hey, man. It's your guy, forever and always Mr. July, a.k.a. Casey Racem, a.k.a. Hunter from Arkansas. First off, I just want to say thanks for letting me come on and inviting me and letting me come on for the truck race on Friday night. Had a fun time. Got to see my boy Christian Eckes get the dub with y'all. honestly a great night overall. And then you saw Xfinity. John Hunter Nemechek kind of dominated that race. And then Parker Kligerman, luck did clinch that last playoff spot. That's a great thing. And then, Cub Series, congrats to Wreck, which I kind of figured that Toyota was going to win because they dominated Kansas in the next gen era. Then lastly, my favorite sport, IndyCar. I want to give a salute. We got to give a rest in peace to Will Power. Him and Scott Dixon each had streaks lasting over 15 years with at least one win a year. Scott Dixon's streak continued. Will Power's streak sadly ended. 16 years with one victory. It's a great streak to have. Sad I had to see it end. Says Chip Ganassi always says he likes winners. I bet he loves today. Scott Dixon finished off the season 3 for 4. Never count him out. Alex Flo won the championship, and Marcus Armstrong won Rookie of the Year. Chip Ganassi got a clean old sweep. Lastly, I want to talk about a little bit of something that happened last week. First, Ted Lasso called my driver Ross Chastain a cross-eyed fuck. Well, I don't think you mentioned when we were chilling at Caller of the Month Club, Ross brought us some fresh watermelon and overheard first Ted Lasso call him a cross-eyed fuck. So, Ross went down to business and fucking hit him over the face like it was Noah Gragson at Kansas. Nah, for real. I had a fun time on playback. You got an open invite whenever you want to come on the Racing Room. Whenever I'm live streaming, open invite to you. I'm Casey Racem, and I'm signing off.
That was Casey Racem. I love you, man. You kind of dropped the ball there on that last joke. I feel like it could have went in a lot of different directions. It was a long pause. I really do want to get Spurs Ted Lasso and Ross Chastain together in the same area, though. I want to see what you said happen that we all know didn't happen. I want to actually see that happen now. So I'm going to try to make that happen. So Spurs, if you're listening, be on alert. I'm gonna try to see what I can arrange. I'll have a fun time with it. But hell of a call as always informative. Always let us know what's going on. Shout out to your boy Christian Eckes. He's got a fine little mustache he's growing in. And you were there on playback with us. You had the Eckes shirt. So shout out to you for that. You brought that energy. Loved having you on. Definitely we'll have to have you on for some more chart races on playback.tv/garage guys. We're changing the world one race at a time on playback, guys. I'm telling y'all got to come through for a race one weekend if you haven't yet. But the Will Power news, that is something right there. I mean, that is an all-time streak. That is dead now. And I'm still upset that Pelot didn't finish that race last 2 weeks ago because Scott Dixon would have won, and then he probably would have won again, and we could be potentially looking at a new champion if somehow Alex Pelot finished last at WeatherTech too. Doubt that would have happened, but, a boy can dream. But, yeah, more IndyCar stuff. IndyCar love always is going to be here on the Garage Guys Report. Thank you, Casey Racem. Mr. July forever and always. Appreciate you. We're going to go now to a guy that has not called in for quite a while, but was one of our longtime regulars for a good bit. Hadn't heard from him, got a little worried about him. He called back in. He's safe. This is Brady from Mississippi.
What's up, Chase? Brady from Mississippi here. Gonna keep it short. Saints offensive line in shambles. Terrible. And fuck Eric Jones. Talk to you next time.
Thank you for the call, Brady. I share your passion and pain with the Saints. At least we got the win. It was kind of gritty. It was kind of dirty. I'm ready for AK to get back out there on the field. I'm also ready for Jameis fucking Winston to be the quarterback again. I know I got to give Derek Carr some time, but I really miss J-Mo. I want to eat a dub with my boy. I'm just a big Winston guy all around, on the racetrack, off the racetrack. That's how it goes. Your comment on Eric Jones. I'll say this. I did not see that shit coming. Legacy Motorsports, Motor Club, whatever the fuck you call them, the bicycle team, I don't know, the F1 team of NASCAR. I don't know what the hell they have done or put together. I had a theory on playback that I talked about with Darian, how it seems like after Le Mans, that team's kind of been on an upward trend, especially with Jones mainly. Maybe Jimmy learned something in Le Mans. Maybe he brought it back home for the new F1 team in NASCAR that will be in a Toyota next year. Something happened. Eric Jones fucked a lot of shit up for me. He fucked up my DFS lines big time, as well as Ty Gibbs, because I did not see him bouncing back. Everything was playing out perfectly for the Ty Gibbs fade in DraftKings NASCAR DFS, and it just didn't shake out. But, yeah, Jones has a good record at Bristol too, Brady. I'm just saying, might want to sprinkle a little something there so you won't have to be as angry as I was with you now. I'm probably not going to bet on him, though. So I'll probably just be angry if he does what he did again this upcoming week. Thank you for calling, Brady. Keep calling. We miss you. We need Saints reports. That's your new job, Brady. You call in every week. You have a full Monday now because the show drops on Tuesdays. Tell us about the Saints. Keep us informed on the greatest football team in America. Let's go now to another returning caller. Haven't heard from him in about a month. Dante from Pittsburgh.
Hey, what's going on, Chase? It's Dante calling in from Pittsburgh, PA. The last time you heard from me, Eric Almirola crushed my soul, crushed my spirit, broke my heart at Richmond Raceway. After that race, I took a long, hard look in the mirror. For 3 weeks, I wondered, what was I doing wrong? I said, I can't keep losing. This can't keep happening. Then, before this weekend, I came in contact with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I talked to him for hours and hours, and I told him about how I needed the Christopher Bell polecat to hit. I said, please, Lord, 10-1 doesn't come around for Christopher Bell to win the pole on a 1.5 miles this often. I said, thank you to Bet Rivers for putting the odds so high. I said, I'm going to put $40 on him at 10-1, and it hit. I rejoiced, but then I wondered, could Lord Jesus Christ give me one more favor on a Sunday afternoon in Kansas Speedway? I said, please, Lord, can Tyler Reddick win the race? Then, with however many laps to go, the yellow flag flew for somebody in the back, or somebody in the top 10, wherever Christopher Buescher was. I said to myself, this is what we needed. I hate Denny Hamlin as much as everybody else does. I said, come on, Red Dog. And he chose the bottom on the third row. I said a little prayer. I said, please, let Red Dog clear to get to third on the back straightaway, and everything good will happen from there. Reddick made the 3-wide move, and from there it was over. I profited 6 units on the Cup side this weekend. I had $80 on Reddick at 8.5-1. It was a great weekend, and I just want to say thank you to Jesus, thank you to God. I mean, without him, none of this would be possible. And I want to thank Tyler Reddick and all the guys, the 2311 team, especially the pit crew for not fucking up the last stop like they would normally do. And I just want to get ready for Bristol because, man, I'm just so excited to have a lot more money in the betting account than I've had in the past couple of weeks or even months. I hope everything went as well for you. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Christopher Bell. And thank you, Tyler Reddick.
Thank you for calling, Dante from Pittsburgh. You forgot to thank one other person. His name is Winston, the NASCAR wizard, and he told you to bet on Chris Bell on the pole on Dale Center. Also, bet on Tyler Reddick, and we won. So, if you don't follow my bets each week, are Winston's sucker and chump qualifying picks that he is now 1-0 in, the greatest of all time, then we are pretty like-minded. individuals, and I appreciate that. I'm just happy you won. I'm very, very happy. It was a great race. I shared the same excitement with you. Clips on my Instagram and my Twitter. It was a very exciting win, and I'm glad that you had it as well. Glad you prayed. Glad you profited. Let's do it again in Bristol. Thanks for calling, Dante. We're going to move now to Herb from Rhode Island.
Hey, what's up, Garage fam? This is Herb calling you from Rhode Island with a cash ticket. Red Dog! If you ain't red, you ain't shit. Yeah, stoked. Pulled it out. I had a 23 XI, some Toyota, but a couple different outrights on Red Dog, and I was stoked, man. Came through right at the end. Also on Hamlin via Toyota, but not as much. I was actually going to live bet him and Larson, but our books here in Rhode Island, they didn't, first time ever, didn't do the live betting, so it kind of screwed me. But didn't. I guess football's too much for him. Who knows? Whatever. Red Dog came through. It don't matter. So shout out to everybody sweating that one. We pulled through. Let's go on to the next one. We rolling. All right. Later.
Love it, Herb. Love to hear it. Love to hear you're having a good time making money with us, big dog. Shout out to you for purchasing one of the Garage Guys official T-shirts off dailydownforce.com as well. I saw that on Instagram this past weekend. So I can't thank you enough. Yeah, let's get them bags in Bristol, baby. We're going to move now to Matt Dumpster from the Discord. Our own Matt Dumpster calling in. Let's see what Matt had to say. He is a Denny Hamlin fan. I'm interested to hear how this call goes.
Garage Guy Chase, Matt Dumpster from the Discord calling through from beautiful downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm actually downtown because I am at work right now. But anyway, wanted to call in. Hell of a race on Sunday. I mean, you know, it had everything that, you know, you can really ask for in a NASCAR race. But just an absolute heartbreak for my boy, Denny Hamlin. I mean, just had that race won in the bag until that last caution. And just, you know, it really do be like that sometimes. It's the difference between winning and losing bets, which I lost a lot of. I lost every bet this weekend on every sport. So, you know, looking to bounce back at Bristol, I think we're going to have a great time. But, you know, my question to you is when they're going to turn Kansas Speedway into 2311 Speedway, because they own that job. Excited to hear the rest of the show, man. Excited to go out to Bristol. If any one of the Garage Guys out of Bristol, hit me up. We'll link up, drink some beers. See ya.
Good stuff, Matt. Thanks for calling as always. And yeah, if anybody that's watching this show is going to be in Bristol, link up with your boy Matt. The Discord is free. I tell you all the time. Not as sad as I thought he would be. I mean, 2311 did get the win. You know, they did do that, so maybe he's happy because Denny owns the team. That's good. Matt, I will say that it was a grand celebration. It definitely was that. So I'm with you all the way on that one. And I hope you have a great time in Bristol. I'm a little sad that I can't be going to Bristol this weekend. It's one of my favorite races of all time. I highly recommend that race to everybody I know. I recommend that race to people over Dega. Like, if you want to go watch a really good race, go to Bristol. Go to the night race. Fantastic. So, Hate, I'm going to miss you out there. Glad you're in good spirits. And hope to see you soon. Thanks for calling. Let's move to Troy from South Dakota.
Yo, Garage Guy Chase. This is Troy from South Dakota. Go fast, Troy, that is, a.k.a. Let me roll my window up. I just got some Taco Bell. Delicious. Boy, what a race. I didn't get to see much of it. My kid had a football game today. They curb stomped the competition. Congrats to him and the team. Woohoo! Anyway, you know, I was not feeling great most of the day. Christopher Bell had a great number on him. This man is cursed. His pit crew is a child. Just like Christopher Bell. He is a child. I'm done. Stop betting him. He is toast. I had a nice number on Bubba Wallace. Definitely a top 5 car, without a doubt. Shit ass luck. Man, this guy is so good at Kansas. You can't blame him. He had a great run. And then you have Tyler Reddick. This guy's running P4, P5 all day. Like, man, it's just not my day. Just not my day. Finally get home, sit in the garage, having some beers, and about 8 laps left. I'm praying for a caution. I'm screaming caution. My wife is telling me to shut up, and we get the caution. And I'm like, does he have a chance? Let's see here. Tyler Reddick makes a move that blew my mind. And when he took the lead, I am screaming, Red Dog! And the wife is like, shut up, the neighbors are outside. I don't care. I don't care. He takes the lead. I am screaming. I'm jumping up and down. Man, what a race. Red Dog. Kansas. Kansas is back. Kansas is great. We should race here 3 times a year. Shit, 4 times a year. What a fucking track. I am super excited. Plus 950, 16-1 with the parlay. Holy shit, dude. Oh, yes. I don't know what else to say. I'm going crazy. Let's fucking go, Chase. Let's fucking go. Red Dog in the house, baby. Peace.
It's like that movie, Half Baked with Dave Chappelle. He plays that rapper. Samson gets me lifted. Red Dog gets me lifted, baby. Thanks for calling, Troy. Loved interacting with you a little bit on Twitter after that race. We got them fucking bags, dude. I'm ready to do it again in Bristol. I'm hype. I went up like 11 units this past weekend between the Bell pole and the Reddick win. Definitely helped me get into the clear from our fall from grace at Darlington. I think I'm up a total 1.92 units in the NASCAR playoffs right now. So plus money. I'm a happy boy. I'm with you though, man. The statement about Kansas racing these kind of tracks, intermediates are back, man. That's what it really boils down to. Charlotte made a great race. Kansas made a great race. I'm gonna be real. It's got me wondering what Kentucky would be like. And we've hated these kind of racetracks for a long time, but this is not the same racing with this next gen car. So I wouldn't mind to see Kentucky come back. I wouldn't mind seeing what that would be like. Maybe they should go test there. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, viewers, in the comments. Should we go back to Kentucky? Should we try to bring Kentucky back? Think it would play out nicely with the way that these new cars have been running. Appreciate the call, Troy. Keep calling, my man, as always. We got one more voicemail. Save this one for last. Last week, this man was calling us from jail. No telling what's happening now. But he's the one, the only, Bill from Belleville. This has been one hell of a saga on the Garage Guys Report with Bill from Belleville. Every week calling in. Just a new story, a new tragedy, a new triumph. Just an incredible story unfolding here on the report. Let's get to the voicemail. Here's Bill from Belleville.
Hey, man. Chase. It's Bill from Belleville, man. Good news, buddy. I just got out of jail about an hour ago. My good friend, Paul Menard, started a GoFundMe campaign for my release. We received no donations. However, I was only supposed to be in for a couple of days. But I didn't want to face my wife now. So in order to stay longer and avoid my wife, I slapped one man per day. And was working pretty well, but unfortunately there's not many people locked up in Belleville County. So I ran out of faces to slap and serve my time. As for the race, I was just at the Belleville Library using the computer to watch the Kansas highlights. And all I gotta say is, God dang, I love race. The Colt 45. 2 zigzags to the win in overtime. God damn, boy. Kurt, Bubba, Red Dog, don't matter. Kansas Colt 45, baby. Side note, library's not a friendly environment for a race at full volume. I cracked a beer at the library hoping to get another few days away from the wife, but they were actually pretty cool about that. And while I did get out of jail, I just got some bad news, Chase. I just got some bad news for Paul Menard. While behind bars, I called Paul Menard. I said, Paul, pawn all my jewelry and put it on Reddit. Unfortunately, Paul hasn't been keeping up with NASCAR too much. But Paul loves his Philadelphia Eagles. Paul bleeds green. So I now have the rest of my money that I got, Chase, on, let me see now, Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Eagles, to win Defensive Player of the Year. But it's not all bad now. I just checked the stats from yesterday. Reddick had 1 tackle assist. So it's only up from here, Chase. Good to talk to you, man. It's Bill from Belleville. I'm out of jail.
Bill from Belleville, out of jail. One of a kind. Incredible stories. At the library, watching races on full volume, drinking beer, hanging out with Paul Menard, trying to make bets, betting on a football player named Reddick for the Eagles. You can't make this shit up. Bill from Belleville, everybody. Incredible. That is a show. Thanks so much to everybody for calling the Garage Guys Report hotline. Remember the number to call each week, 919-769-4477. Make sure you're a part of the conversation. Follow me online everywhere at Garage Guy Chase. Follow the Garage Guys at Garage Guys FS or at Garage Guys Racing on TikTok and Instagram. And as always, I want to know what you're thinking. If you have any stories you stumble upon throughout the week that you think I should talk about here, then all you got to do is get in the free Garage Guys Discord. Literally free. It's free. You want a link, hit me up. Okay? Hit me in the comments here on YouTube. Hit me on my social at Garage Guy Chase. Shoot me a DM, what have you. We'll get you that link to the Discord where you can check out the exclusive reports channel and check out all the things that are going on, not just report-wise, but Garage Guys universe-wise. I love doing this. I love this show. It's been episode 16. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making this the greatest motorsport news show on the World Wide Web. I'm Chase Holden, and this is the Garage Guys Report. Goodbye. See you later. Ta-ta.
Fuck Garage Guys Report. Garage Guys Report. It's the Garage Guys Report. Motorsports News for you. It's the Garage Guys Report. It's the Garage Guys Report. Yeah. It's the Garage Guys Report. Yeah. It's Motorsports News for you.